Hey YouTube, it's Dunsey. I'm here again to show you how to speed up the latest version of uTorrent. I got 3.2.1 beta, build 27950. You can download this. This is one of the fastest versions of YouTube in the link below. The reason I'm making this video is because I've had requests to update my previous video with a new, because there's new options that are available and we need to learn how to use them. So first I'm going to show you what link we need to go to. This is the link you need to go to. It will be in the description below. Go ahead and go to it. You're going to have to wait. An ad's going to pop up over in the right hand corner. Just wait 5 seconds. Click skip. We're going to download here the latest version. Let's click the download and it will pop up. Click save. I already have it, so I'm not going to. So now, after you save it, install it. You know how to do that. It's pretty quick. So we'll open it up, run it. Options. You're going to go to preferences, and we're going to start off with connections. Now, I did this in my old video, but the new one, I changed it a little bit. You need to have enabled these two, and then add to firewall exceptions. The reason you want to do that is because if you open uTorrent, like if you're on a laptop and you open up uTorrent on another internet and you want to download something, this will allow your port, your incoming port, to go through their router without it being blocked, unless they specifically have blocked that port. And if they have, you just can click random port and open up a new one. So basically what we want to do now is have a listening port for uTorrent that is above 30,000, because a lot of the lower ports are blocked, and or they could be blocked by your internet service provider, and we don't, you want to be able to download stuff. So go 30,000 up to 65,000. Anything in between there is good. If it doesn't work, just round it up one number and keep going up a number until you find one that works. So now that we have that done, go to bandwidth, and so for the global max up rate, or your upload rate, you want to have it set at 0, because above all, the only way you can download stuff is if you upload stuff, because if nobody uploads anything, nobody's downloading anything. So I don't understand why people limit how much they will upload or share. I think we should share a ton. Sharing is caring, which is lame, but sharing is the only way you're going to be able to download other products. So now your download rate, have it set at unlimited too. Why do you want to limit your download rate? People don't limit their upload rate, don't limit your download rate. Now the new version, this is what is not in my other video, is we got global rate limit options. Basically, what this one is when you open up or ask for a packet, there's an overhead, which is like 8 kilobytes, and that's information. And sometimes the overhead it goes up when you limit it. You only limit to 8, so you know that the most per packet, information per packet, you can get, because you're only going to have 8 of that is going to be transport overhead. I'm not going to explain any more of it because it's kind of pointless, but go ahead and limit that so you get the most data per packet. Don't apply a limit to UTP connections. I have found that it does a really good job at managing connections. Allow them to open up. And I guess if you want to transfer when your system's idle, but most people use their computer when they're downloading, so don't do that either. That's just crazy. So number of connections, this is where that comes into the nitty-gritty of it. A lot of people want to put thousands and thousands of connections. That many connections is ridiculous. No company allows or even wants thousands and thousands of connections, because each connection uses some bandwidth, and it also uses a bunch of CPU and memory, because they have to keep them connections open, and it has to refresh them, which uses CPU or your processor, and also it uses a little bit of bandwidth to send a ping to the other side to say, hey, I'm still open. So you might only have 30 seaters, you're never going to get your 1,000 connections. You can only get a possible of 30 because there's only 30. And it's just ridiculous because each connection uses a little bit. And a lot of the connections are just there and inactive. So what I recommend, I have a 15 megabit connection through cable. Actually, it's 20, sorry. That was my old one. 20 megabit connection. And you know what? I can download at my maximum download speed with only a maximum global connection of 128. That means through all my torrents, I can only have a maximum of 128 connections, which is actually a lot of connections. People don't think it is, but imagine 128 different people you are connecting to and or are connecting to your computer. It's a lot. So now we're gonna say I do 128. You know, when you get into even faster speeds, some people have crazy download speeds and upload speeds. You can up that. I wouldn't go any higher than 512 because seriously, that's a half. That's a 512 different people could connect to you, which is, wow, that's bigger than my graduating class. So I leave it at 128. This is the number of connections per torrent, either uploading or downloading. So let's say you have a torrent that has 100 seeders. Well, you're gonna only per torrent, if you're downloading, connect to a 64 of them. The reason being you don't want to connect to any more is because most of the seeders, don't ask me why, I don't know why they do this, but they remain inactive for an extended period of time while it's trying to gather the data, or maybe, I mean, it's so, so just set it at 64, a maximum of 128, because that means you're going to have either 64 people connected to you if you're uploading, or you're going to connect to 64 different connections when you're downloading. And that's just a maximum. It doesn't mean that they're all going to be used. Most of the time, what I've, under my studies of testing and everything, I've only noticed that you can connect to about 24 to 32 at one time, and the rest remain inactive until that one is done downloading its chunks, and then it will say, hey, I'm ready for the next pieces, and then that person will take over. So maximum number of, leave this at 64. Maximum number of upload slots, I always put 1, and it's per torrent because that's enough. And then if you are not download or uploading at your maximum speed, always check use additional upload slots. So we only use 1 slot per torrent, just because that's enough. There's no reason to make a whole bunch of slots, because you can check this, use additional slots if you're uploading slow, which we want everybody to be able to upload at their maximum speed, because that allows us to download at our maximum speed. So next, go to BitTorrent on the left hand side. We got excuse me, you want all these enabled except for this last one, limit local peer bandwidth. We don't want to limit the bandwidth. We want to do maximum on everything, upload and download. So protocol encryption on outgoing. Some people say forced, they want a forced encryption. Well, it's good for like downloading anonymously or trying to increase that not anonymous download. But if you have a internet ISP that allows you to download torrents and they don't care, and put this on enabled, because if you force protocol encryption, some connections don't allow it, and then you'll never connect to them, because if it's forced, it has to be allowed to connect to them. That could limit your download speed or upload speed, because they you'll never connect to them. So allow incoming legacy connections, check that, we want that. So now we're going to go to queuing, and you want to do maximum number of active torrents to kind of whatever you want. Pretty much, I like it too, so I can have 1 downloading, maximum number of downloads, 1, and then 1 uploading, because I want all my bandwidth focused on that one. And then the uTorrent decides which one to upload based on your minimum seed ratio. I do 300%. I recommend more. I recommend more. 300% is about the minimum, because what you take 100% of something. Why not give it 3 times back? Because if every single person did that, we'd be able to max out all our download speeds. The problem is some people won't see them. Some people only see 100%, 50%, less than that. Let's give to more than what we took. We're all about giving now. So now, basically, none of these other ones, scheduler, these aren't really anything to do with download speed. So let's click on advanced. We're going to click on the plus sign, drop it down, go to disk cache, and let's do, you should check, this is not really for download speed, but it's more how uTorrent performs and allows your computer to perform. So go ahead and click reduced memory usage when it's not needed. And what that does is that when your computer, let's say your download speed slows down or your upload speed slows down because you're almost done or you have stopped downloading it, uTorrent will reduce its cache usage, which is how much information it's stored in your RAM. It will unload it so your RAM can be used for other stuff, which sometimes uTorrent runs all the time and you don't even know when stuff's downloaded or finished if you didn't see the message at the bottom right. So we're going to enable the caching for disk writes. And you want it to cache all disk writes because writing to the disk, which is your hard drive, really slows down how your computer can function, because it's writing information, and then let's say you open up another program, it's going to try to write and read at the same time. And that adds a lot of time to it. It slows it down. So write out untouched blocks every 2 minutes. I leave that unchecked because I have 4 gigs of RAM, and uTorrent, the latest versions of uTorrent are really good at managing memory. I'll leave the blocks there for as long as they need to be to get finished downloading. That's kind of up to you. Every 2 minutes, if they're untouched, it will load them to your hard drive, and then your RAM will put another block in there. Write out finished blocks immediately. I let it download whatever uTorrent's set to, because it doesn't wait until the very end of the file, but it will download a certain amount of finished blocks and then it will write them out to the hard drive, and that it reduces the number of writes that go to your hard drive, and you want to keep that down, keep it in memory. One downfall for this though is, let's say your computer crashes or uTorrent freezes, all the finished blocks that are in your memory or RAM, you can lose that information. You'll have to re-download it. Like it would say you're 66% done on a download when 6% of that's left in your memory. If you crash, you're only going to be 60%. So that's kind of up to you. That's user preference. uTorrent's pretty stable now. So enable the caching of reads. I enable reads too because, why not? Let the disk reads be in memory right when you open up uTorrent. The ones that are going to be seeding, it will load a certain amount of that from memory or from your hard drive to your memory, and then it just reads directly from there, so your computer still performs optimal. And then just leave these 2 unchecked and increase the cache size if it starts thrashing. It's not common for it to do that, but just in case, it's kind of a redundancy check. So, okay, now go to advanced settings. And this is going to be a little bit, we're going to tweak some settings to help improve your download speeds, but this isn't a big change. It's just kind of extras. So we want to allow the same IP address to download from. So that should be the top one. Check, put it to true. Your BT connect speeds, that's how many connections per second that it's going to open. So let's say we have it set at 64. You don't want to do much more because, there's really no reason not to, I guess, but I just do 50 because that's 50 connections going to open every single second until they're all maxed out, and then it will stop. So then you want to go to the GUI update rate, and this is its default is 1,000. Basically, that means the face, this screen right here of uTorrent updates every second because it's 1,000 milliseconds, so every second. There's really no point in having it update every second. That just uses CPU usage. It's very minimal, but it doesn't need to update that fast. So I changed mine to 2 seconds. That helps improve the performance of uTorrent on your PC. So the next one I want to go to is the beer disconnect. I'm thirsty, okay, and I want something to drink. So that's the beer.disconnect_inactive interval. Default is, I think it's okay, that's 5 minutes, so 300 seconds. That means if you're connected to somebody and you're maintaining that connection using your precious bandwidth that you want to download stuff with, it's going to maintain a connection that is not active, transferring anything to or from your computer for 5 minutes. To me, that seems like a long time. So I did 2 minutes. You don't want to go much lower than 2 minutes because the connections become unstable. Because you'll be disconnecting and connecting a lot more often, and that can cause problems too. But 2 minutes seemed to work out perfect for me. And your RSS update interval. The default I think is 15. Yeah. So 15. That's in seconds. I don't use an RSS feed at all. I have none. So why do I need to waste my bandwidth updating nothing? Because it's going to refresh, use some bandwidth, make a connection, and then close the connection because it didn't find anything. So I did 30 seconds. This is not a huge impact. It's over an extended period of time it would make a difference. But I mean, you could even do 60 seconds. So every minute your RSS feed updates. So now that's it. Okay. Now you need to, in any downloads that you have that you're downloading, you need to stop them. Click stop the torrent from downloading, all of them. Then you need to close down uTorrent, shut it down, and then open it back up, and then go ahead and click on all the ones you want to start downloading in, and all your settings will be applied to them. And this is not instant. It will take time for your speeds to reflect this. It's not, I mean, because it all depends on how many people are uploading the program, video, whatever, to determine your download speed. And uTorrent does a pretty good job at detecting the person that has the best speed for you, but sometimes it just takes time. So just be patient. It might take upwards of 5 minutes. So thank you for watching this video. I hope I made a difference in your uTorrent experience and increased your downloads and upload speeds, because above all, if you don't upload stuff, if everybody didn't, nobody would be able to download. So comment on my video, questions, concerns, just comment just to say hey, I'll reply. And go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I will be making more, and I'm continuously testing uTorrent and trying to figure out which and what is the best possible settings. Thank you.